You told me one time of your chemistry teacher who was very rigid about being late. Your chemistry teacher, or was
Yeah.
it a?
It was a chemistry teacher, if I'm thinking right.
Yeah,
Dr. Sands.
yeah, and she wouldn't allow you to be late.
Oh, not late. She was one of these that when I went, it was the first chemistry I went to. It wasn't my general chemistry. I didn't do very well at general chemistry, but I did pass. And then I went to organic chemistry, and that was the first one with Dr. Sands. And I had biochemistry with Dr. Sands. And the very first time we went into the class, I think it was organic, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "You look at the person next to you and look on the right and on the left." She says, "By the end of this class, there will be only half of you will be here." And I think that probably was about right. She was a strict teacher, but I learned a lot.
You did okay in the class?
I did very well.
Oh, good.
I did very well, but I had help. I
Yeah.
had one of my friends and she had taken the class and knew all about it, and she helped me a lot.
Going back just a little bit, tell me what you remember your first paying job was, where you went and earned money kind of for yourself, not working on the family land, but a job where you first
Earned money.
yeah, that you were first earning money
Oh, I
for
probably
yourself.
earned money babysitting as much as right at the first, but the first job that I was just trying to think what would be one of it. When I got past 16, I would go live with my uncle and aunt, Uncle Millard and Aunt Pearl in Binghamton. And the first job that I had when I was there that summer was in a cleaning establishment where they clean clothes. Cleaners.
Like dry cleaner?
Huh?
Like a dry cleaner?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was
Clothes.
Yeah, dry cleaner.
Oh, wow.
And I was supposed to spot the clothes and when they came out, and see if they were clean or not, and that sort of thing. That didn't last too long, and it was just that I realize now it was just because they were just overstaffed.
Oh.
And I was one of the younger ones, and I was only going to work there that summer, so I was let off. But my Aunt Gertrude, she went and told them off. I had a fiery Aunt Gertrude, and she told them that she would never bring her clothes to that establishment again if they now that they fired me.
And she did, I'll bet.
And then I went. After that, I got a job at a drugstore. I learned how to make coffee.
Ah.
I never tasted it, but I hoped that it was what they told me to do would be the right thing. I learned how to make milkshakes and scoop ice cream, and I imagine make some kind of sandwiches and things. That was the year that my brother Rulon shot his brother Burr.
I didn't know that story.
Oh, you have never heard the story?
I vaguely remember this. Tell me about it.
Well, this is how it goes there. They were Ray and Rulon and Burr, and I don't know whether Ted was there or not. I know those three would be there. And they were out hunting. With 22s is what they were hunting with. They were cottontails and quail, doves. We didn't have any season for these things. This is just, you just go out and hunt anytime you had a gun. And so they were out there, and it was east of where we used to live, and it would be about. I wasn't there. I was in Tucson, and so I think it was about where we lived when you knew it.
Okay.
Out in that area.
Yeah.
They were out hunting, and somehow or another the gun hadn't been checked and unloaded, and they were sitting down, and Ruland's gun went off, and it went through Burr's finger and into his abdomen.
Wow.
And he went through his abdomen. I think it went through a number of his intestines, hit his backbone, but it didn't hit the backbone. And so they ran to the, and I'm not sure who they ran to, but they ran to somebody and told to get Mother. And Frances happened to be a telephone operator in Benson at that time. And so she heard it. Anyway, Mother ran. They took him to a doctor. Oh, gosh, I knew it. Well, the doctor in Benson. 2 minutes ago, I could have said his name, but now
You'll remember it in a minute.
Anyway, he took him to this doctor in Benson, and the doctor did a little bit then, but he says that he needed to go to Tucson. Mother said that, I've heard Mother say that she held Burr's hand and to keep him awake. The doctor wanted her to keep him awake, and he was in a lot of pain, but she was told to keep him awake, not let him go to sleep. I guess that's the way. And anyway, they took him to Tucson, to St. Mary's Hospital, and they operated on him, and took the bullet out, sold him up, and they were going to take off his thumb, that the gun, and the doctor came right about then too. But that doctor from Benson says, "Oh no," he says, he had been in the Army, and he says we take care of that sort of thing all the time.
Oh,
so he saved it. And that's such a good thing, because Burr is a dentist, and he uses all of his hands.
You need a thumb to be a dentist.
Yeah. So anyway, so this went through Burr's stomach about above his belly button, and in fact, Burr has since then gone to doctors, and they said, "Oh, you had an appendicitis," and he usually just tells them, "Yeah." He says, "It's not worth it to go into the fact that I was shot."
I wonder how who shot him?
It was Ruland.
I wonder how Ruland felt about that.
Ruland was more, it hurt Ruland more than it did Burr.
Mm-hmm.
And for some time, my parents didn't know what to do with Ruland, because he went to the barn and wouldn't come down. He wouldn't come out.
Oh, he was just distraught.
He was so distraught. Yeah, he was up in the haystack, and he wouldn't come down. Well, then that's when they came and told me, and I was working at this drugstore, and so I went home at that time. It was almost time for me to go to college anyhow, so. But that was about it. You never heard that story, huh? You never knew
I vaguely remember of your brothers getting shot, but no, I hadn't heard it like that.
Get it done.
Wow.
Like I said, Burr has the sign of it, but from what I understand now, when people talk to him, well, he just says, whatever they want to call it, he lets them call it. They don't have to.
Did Ruland finally? I would assume that once he knew his brother was safe and sound, that
he came out of it, and you know yourself that he hunted.
Yeah.
He
worked with the BLM for years and years, and he was a sportsman.
He was very much of a hunter.
I'll bet you that taught him gun safety, however, right?
Oh, I hope.
I hope so too.
I think that should teach anybody. Well, and that's something that's very important, I think, with young people who have guns. They need to learn that the guns are very, very, they can kill people.
Yeah.
That's what they're done. That's what they're made for, is to kill.